Hi, this is Melanie of Pardesi Reviews, and I'm here to do a review of War 2, starring Hrithik Roshan and NTR Jr. If you're new to Pardesi Reviews, I do reviews of Indian films of all different languages: Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam, Tamil, and sometimes Kannada. Okay, so it's been a long time since I've done a review of a Hindi film. I may be back in February. So I will talk about why I've had such a long absence at the end of the video if you're interested. Independence Day, big film starring two of my favorites, Hrithik and NTR Jr., brought me back to the theater, and I have things to say, so let's get into it. First of all, is it worth the about $20 to go see this film in a theater? Yes. I have heard mixed things about this film. Yes, the director, Ayan Mukerji, had to balance two huge superstars, whereas in the first film, War, you definitely had Hrithik was the biggest star, and Tiger Shroff was definitely supporting. You know, they played off each, but he didn't have to balance that. How much screen time do you give to both of them, right? Because NTR Jr., huge actor, of course. I mean, I've been a fan of his since way before RRR. Yamadanga, anybody? Okay, yeah, all right. Like back when he was chubby and not quite as ripped as he is in this movie. All right, the story was by in the credits it said it was by Aditya Chopra, who of course is the producer of all of these Spy Universe films. So there was callbacks to the first film. Characters that came back. Okay, all right. Let me just say I was glad that his adopted daughter, Hrithik's adopted daughter in the films, was back, and there was an extended sequence. We learned that he has taught her a few tricks, and I love that. Kiara Advani is one of my favorites from cinema of all languages, and she had a meaty role. She got to do a couple action sequences, and I was glad to see that. We added Anil Kapoor to the mix. Okay. This is star-studded. But the biggest thing for me is I really enjoyed the backstory of Hrithik's character, and that NTR Jr.'s character's backstory, and the especially the actor, the child actor that they picked to portray NTR Jr.'s character as a maybe 14-year-old teenager. And I thought that kid actor was exceptional. And also just because he carried that kind of cocky swagger, even as a 14-year-old, that NTR Jr. often has. And so, chef's kiss. Like, the casting director, you found a gem. Okay, you really found a gem. I hope I see this kid again in other films because he was awesome. So I really enjoyed learning about the backstory of these two characters. And being a spy novel or being a spy movie, there's twists, there's turns, there's questionable loyalties, and there's switching of sides, and all of that. Like, yes, was it a little bit bloated at over 3 hours? Yeah. Okay. But for the most part, I really enjoyed the ride. I enjoyed seeing two of my favorite actors acting opposite each other. Did the dance sequence make any sense why they would suddenly be dancing together? Maybe not. But you know what? Like, was I just going, NTR and Hrithik are dancing on screen together? Like, I was in heaven. That was one of my favorite parts of the film. Even if it made absolutely zero sense, I don't care. So it was awesome. It was just awesome because NTR Jr. is one of the top dancers in Telugu film. And of course, everyone knows Hrithik is just a legend. And it was in the same way in the first War film, it was amazing to see Tiger and Hrithik dance together. This was a waited for moment for me. The music was pretty decent in this film. All of these big, spy movies in this franchise have had really good music. But like I said, I enjoyed some of the callbacks of certain characters from the first film, and I really just enjoyed seeing these two actors act opposite each other. Great, spy hopping across all over the world, fantastic locations, fantastic action sequences. Because I have to say, when you have some top dancers, action sequences are in a way like a dance choreography, right? And I never thought that I would see Hrithik, like the opening sequences in Japan, and he's speaking Japanese. I'm like, oh my God, of course he is, right? It was very cool, very enjoyable, maybe a little bit long, but I still enjoyed it. And yes, like all of the other YRF spy movies, there is an end credit scene that you need to stay for. The next film will be called Alpha, and we see Bobby Deol obviously is going to have a starring role in the next film. So super fun. Is it the greatest movie in the entire world? No, but I had a good time, and I felt like it was worth the money spent to go see it in the theater. Let me know if you've seen this film and what you thought about it in the comments below. Okay, now we're at the end. Why have I been missing in action for so many months? My mother had surgery earlier this year, and then my husband and I have been traveling so much, and frankly, I was burned out. It is a lot to try to keep up with the YouTube channel, do all the trailer reactions, and I just have reached a point where, frankly, I'm 60 years old. You can see my gray hair. Like, do I want to be working this hard when my husband is retired? No, I do not want to be working this hard. So if I have some film that really excites me, I may come on here and talk about it. But otherwise, if something is mediocre, I'm not going to push myself to go through all the work to make a video when it's just meh. And also just all the trailer reactions is a grind. So I never made a video to say I'm completely done with this channel, because I'm really have mixed feelings about it. So I'm keeping the door open, but you may not see me very much. And this was a momentous weekend where I saw 2 Indian films in the theater after not seeing any Indian films in the theater for a long time. I saw Coolie and then War 2. And I enjoyed both of them, but I needed a serious break. But my husband and I have a lot of travel coming up this fall too. So I don't want any pressure on myself that I have to keep up with the rat race of normal YouTube channels. So anyway, thanks for all the people who have been asking, am I all right? Is my health all right? And wondering where I am. I do appreciate all those messages and comments. I just, I don't know what to say. This month, it's 8 years of having this channel. That's in YouTube years, that's like 1 million, right? I have seen so many people come and go in the time that I have had this channel. Real life beckons. What can I say? So anyway, thanks for staying this long to even hear this part of why I've been missing. And I hope you enjoyed this review. And I would really love to know your thoughts about War 2 in the comments below. Thanks.